Have you been thinking about getting into TikTok Shop? Because even right now, this is still one of the biggest opportunities online for everyday people to start making real income. But the reality is, the game has changed a lot over the past year, even 2 years. My company, Thunderstruck Army, has been in this space since the early days. We have watched it evolve in real time from something simple into something way more structured and competitive than it ever was. And if you're either thinking about becoming a TikTok Shop affiliate or you're even posting content, you need to understand what's actually happening right now, because the opportunity didn't disappear. It just changed shape. And most people are still playing by the old rules, which is exactly why 99% of creators are struggling right now. A lot of people were doing this, well, not too long ago. They were posting and getting views, making commissions, but now their views are inconsistent, their earnings are dropping, and they're starting to feel like this whole thing is drying up. Some of them are even thinking about going back to the jobs that they left, just to feel stable again. But there's another group of people, and they're not dealing with that same stress. They're still making consistent income. They're still getting brand opportunities. They're still scaling month after month. The difference between those two groups of people is not talent, it's not luck, it's access and strategy. Let me break this down. We've seen complete beginners win in this space. We're talking about people who had zero experience, no audience, no background in marketing. Like a college kid who made $3,000 in his first 3 days of joining Thunderstruck Army just from posting short form content. Or one of our members who made less than $100 before joining Thunderstruck Army and then crossed over $10,000 in his first month after plugging into the system. Or another college student who ended up generating $11,000 in a single month. Same platform, same opportunity, but different positioning. Now here's what's actually changed behind the scenes. TikTok Shop used to be very simple. You would find a product, post a video, and if it performed well, you made money. But over time, brands got smarter. Now they're taking videos that already perform well and putting ad spend behind them to make them scale what's working, which means TikTok has slowly shifted into a system where visibility is heavily influenced by budgets and amplification. So instead of random creators getting consistent reach, you now have brands boosting content that's already proven to convert. And this is where most individual creators fall behind, because they're still operating like it's 2023, posting randomly, testing without data, DMing brands with generic messages like "I can promote your product for $100", trying to compete with no structure against creators and agencies that are already backed by real budgets and systems. And that's why brands have shifted their strategy too. And they're no longer trying to work with hundreds of random creators. Instead, they're working with a small number of agencies and creator networks that can actually deliver results consistently, which creates a very clear split in the space. On one side, you've got the 99%. Those are the creators guessing their way through it, posting without direction, chasing low commissions, fighting for random viral hits, sending weak outreach messages, and hoping something sticks to the wall. And most of them are not even far from quitting completely because inconsistency eventually catches up to them. Then on the other side, you've got a much smaller group. These are creators still posting content, but everything is different. They're not guessing. They're plugged into systems that have direct access to these brands. They're getting the opportunities instead of chasing them. They're operating through leverage and not luck. And that's where Thunderstruck Army comes in. We act as the bridge between creators and brands. So when you join Thunderstruck Army, you're not just learning how to make TikTok Shop work. You're plugging into an actual network that already has relationships with brands actively looking for creators like you. So instead of you spending your time trying to find these deals, the deals come to you. You don't need to sit there DMing brands all day. You don't need to negotiate deals on your own. You don't even need to figure out what to post blindly and hope something that just sticks to the wall and actually makes you money. We simplify the entire process so you can focus on execution, post content, get opportunities, and get paid, because that's what's most important. And what's important to understand is that most of our creators didn't start with big followings. A lot of them started from zero. What changed wasn't their starting point, it was their position, the system that they plugged into. Inside of Thunderstruck Army, you get access to coaching, strategy, brand, relationships, content direction, and ongoing support designed specifically for TikTok Shop creators. And unlike most programs that just sell information and disappear, this is an active ecosystem that works with brands every single day. So strategies are not outdated, they're real time, because TikTok shifts fast. And if you're learning from old methods, you're already behind without even realizing it. We also understand that most creators run into problems like account issues, violations, bans, or confusion around what's actually allowed. And when you're alone, that stuff can completely derail you. But inside a network like this, you're not figuring it out by yourself. You're supported by people who already have dealt with it before. And that's the most important part people underestimate. Because in this space, the creators who win are not always the most skilled, they're the most connected. So at this point, you really have two paths. You can keep trying to figure out everything on your own, posting randomly, hoping something hits the algorithm correctly, competing for small commissions and slowly burning out in the process, or you can step into a system where creators are already building consistent income through direct brand relationships and structured support. Because the opportunity is still here. It's just not random anymore. It's structured. So if you're serious about actually making TikTok Shop work for yourself and you're done guessing, then click below, book a call with the team, and we'll walk you through how Thunderstruck Army works and see if it's an actual good fit. But I'll be honest with you, this isn't for everyone. If you're looking for overnight success, this isn't it. If you quit when things don't work immediately, like the first day, then this will not work for you. And if you need someone to constantly push you to take action, you're not ready yet. We are looking for people who are coachable, consistent, and willing to execute without making excuses. Because in this space, the winners aren't always the smartest, they're the ones who stay consistent long enough to figure it out. So if that's you, then click below and let's get to work.